السلام عليكم أستاذ.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. I greet all of you once again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. You're all welcome to today's session. And today we'll be going straight into the next phase of our discussion, and that has to do with fragments. You remember, brothers and sisters, we did mention that the structure of the language is of words at the first level, the second level are the fragments, and the third level are the sentences. So, kalimat, murakkabat naqisa, wal jumal. Now, with this understanding, what it means is that anytime I see a statement, an ayah, or a hadith, or any Arabic expression by extension, I should be looking at the words first. So to be able to know that this ayah has this number of words. Anwa al-kalima al-mawjuda fil ayah. That is the first thing. You are able to know that this is a word, hada ism, fi'il, harf, or harf, fi'il, fi'il. This is an ism. This is the first thing that we do. And that is why, you know, once I shared with you the color-coded Juzo Amma, which S.A.I.D. Academy is able to put together, will help you denote that, well, when I say al-istighfar, first, wastaghfirhu, how many words are in the word, in the expression wastaghfirhu? If you are not able to detect how many words are in there, then you have not started yet. You can only start if you are able to know how many words. كم عدد الكلمات في كلمة أو في تعبير واستغفره. If you are able to, you know, do that separation, that's the first step. That's what we have done for the first 2 days. Now we know that there are certain things called isms, and those isms we have seen how they are formed or what makes up an ism in Nahu. All the details we have gone through, starting from the status, the number, the gender, and type. These are the 4 properties. You go into there and then you learn all the status, either Rafa, Nasb, Jar, or the number, either singular, plural, or gender, either masculine, feminine, or the type, either common or proper. The details have been learned and studied, and I think from this level, we are fine. And as I said, all of you are mature and all of you are teachers. What I'm trying just to do is, let's put this in this shape and let's see if we can use it to transfer the knowledge easier to our students. Particularly here, I also emphasize on the fact that we are so much, we care so much about the bigger population, and so that the language or Al-Quran or Lugha Arabiya, to understand the Quran is not left only for the few. I should be able to comprehend what Allah, when Allah says, "Ara'ayta alladhi yukadhibu bid-din." Before I even go into the translation, I should be able to deduce something, because I have seen the word ad-din, and I know it's an ism because there is alif and lam. So from what we have just learned, any word with an alif and lam is an ism. Perfect. Any word that I will see with alif and lam is an ism, right? Any word that I will see with a tanween cannot be a fi'l, for instance. These things, we deduce them, and then we come to the realization that, okay, actually, I will be able to start understanding the Quran in a way without necessarily speaking the language. And I think that's the starting point, and where we all agree. And that is the purpose for this particular course. Make it easy for people to understand the Quran by understanding the technicalities behind the language. Why do you have the u-a-i? Huh? Why do we have the ani, ina, una, atun? What does it mean to the word? Why is it that this word can be muslimuna, once muslimani, another muslimina, and then muslimaini? What are those things? These are the things that we have learned. And believe me, if you are able to learn them and understand them well, you would get to know why we said you can really understand the Quran without necessarily understanding the Arabic. We're not saying 100%, but at least you will have an idea of what the ayah is saying by those deductions. Okay, this is the one who did it, because I know it's a rafa fi'il after the fi'il, rafa ism after the fi'il, as we said the last time, that any rafa ism, it's either the subject or the doer. So it's cool. From here, I know any nasb ism cannot be a doer, cannot be a subject. Any ism that I see it having nasb cannot be the doer. And note, nasb does not necessarily mean fatha. Nasb can mean what we learned, can be fatha, can be aini, can be ina. Now you understand. Ina is nasb, aini is nasb, fatha is also nasb. Right? In fact, we are going to learn one of the things today also that will give you all the things that will make me understand all those status, nasb and jar. So we come to the realization that, okay, starting from the beginning, isms, which takes the major, which is the bigger, or which occurs most actually in the language among the three. Of course, harf will come to realize how harf plays role. In fact, harf, we are not going to study it in detail because it will be coming in. It will be coming in as we go. Sorry, let me put this off. It will be coming in as we go without necessarily giving it a full-time discussion. So today, after knowing the ism, we'll leave fi'l somewhere later. Harf, it will be coming intermittently. Of course, we've known the definition. Ism, name of a place, name of a thing, name of an idea, an adjective, an adverb, and more. We also explained that more means a lot of things. More can be pronouns. One of the mores is also the ism al-ishara, point out words. Asma al-mawsula, these ones are all isms, right? Harf is a word that has no meaning without having something to do with an ism or a fi'l. Today, we are still going to talk about the ism, but not ism standing alone. We are finished with ism standing alone. Now we are talking about two isms coming together and conveying one concept. Two isms coming together to convey one concept, or an ism and a harf coming together to convey one concept. These are known as fragments. And those fragments are 5 in Arabic. We are going to learn them today, the whole of them. Now, why this level? What we are saying is that the first level is knowing about the individual words, ism, fi'l, harf. Now, there are places where you have two words coming together and conveying one concept. We want to know what are they. And for your information, these fragments constitute the bigger chunk of the language, because they are in the middle. And in fact, they are the middle. I give you an example of the football pitch, right? Some of you who know the systems, football systems, where we talk about the 4-4-2 and those formation. This formation is 3-5-2. So we are now in the 5. So if you have a pitch, you have the keeper, and then you have 3 at the defense. You have 5 in the middle. Those in the middle are what we are going to talk about now, and those are the 5 different fragments we are going to discuss. إضافة, we are going to discuss. موصوف صفة, we are going to discuss. jar ومجرور, we are going to discuss. Inna and its ism, that is inna, the sisters and its ism, as well as ism al-Ishara and mushar إليه. I hope from here we can go straight to my slides. I hope you can view my slides now. Please, can you view my slides? Please say yes if you can. Jazakumullah khair. Okay. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khair. Okay. Now we are going to look at murakkabat naqisa. Okay. They are called murakkabat naqisa or shibhi jumla, right? You can call them shibhi jumla for some of you who know this terminology. Murakkabat naqisa are not jumla, and they are also not kalimat. So they are more than kalima, but less than jumla. That's how we say more than kalima, less than jumla. So they are always 2 words, right? But before that, there is this question, a very interesting question, which I have thrown, which I was supposed to have discussed yesterday, actually. You know, we talk about heavy and light. What did we say? What does heavy and light mean? Who can tell me this quickly? What is heavy and light? What is the idea or the concept of heavy and light in our discussion? What is it? We say heavy and light. What does it mean? What does that mean during our discussion? Yes, very good, Ikram. The heaviness or the N sound that comes, so the tanween, the double accent, absolutely correct. Yes. He said heavy has to do with the ending sound. Muhammad Silla. Nasiba says tanween. Yes. The is that and an or and an? Yes, that is tanween. So we say it's heavy if it's having the n sound. The n sound can be produced in 2 ways: either having the tanween, or it's having the ending combination, having the noon at the end, like ani, ina, una, and so on, right? So that is heavy. When you take off the n sound, like kitaba, it's light, but kitabun is heavy. Kitabani is heavy, but kitaba is light, right? Now, when there's an ism, we said by default, or originally every ism is what? Is it light or heavy? What did you say? By default, every ism is what? Yes, it's heavy. Absolutely, Abdul Rahman. We said every ism is heavy. Very good. Now, what causes, what reasons are there, according to the studies, that makes an ism light? This question is supposed to have come and discussed, but it's a very critical one. It doesn't come majorly in our books of Nahu, but it needs to be understood, right? But we'll pick it from here, and you can write it down. There are 3, and I'm going to say them very, very quick, as super at this course, okay? Okay, I hope I will also remember them. An ism becomes light, number 1, when it is preceded by an absolute la. There's a la called an absolute la. So it's called absolute la. You can know it, some of you, as la nafiya lil jins. If this la occurs, then the ism after it will be light. Like, for instance, la ilaha illallah. So la ilaha, the kalma ilaha cannot be heavy, even though it is nakira, because that la before it is known as an absolute la. The second instance or reason why an ism can be light, if that particular ism is mudaf. which we are going to study today. Mudaf. That is, an ism before of can never be heavy. It has to always be light. Okay? So Kitabullahi cannot be Kitabun Allah. Even though Kitab is nakira, but it cannot be heavy. This is the second situation. Again, if an ism is partly flexible, any partly flexible cannot be heavy. You remember this, right? One of the things we said, but we said it flashingly. But any ism that is partly flexible, we did also discuss about partly flexibleness, or what makes an ism partly flexible, right? We said all those asma cannot be heavy. It has to be light. For instance, the name Misra or Ismail can never be heavy. Okay? These are the three reasons. The last one is the one being called. Anyone you are calling can never be heavy. So you can't say Ya Muhammadun. You can only say Ya Muhammadu or Ya Khalidu. You don't say Ya Khalidun. Okay? So these are the four reasons why an ism becomes light. It's just a throw to you. Write it down. Keep it. Inshallah, it will help us going forward. Now let's come to today's discussion. Now, you remember this. This is also another quick revision. You remember this template, right? This one is also going to give us a quick revision. But you remember this template? Huh? Mufrad, Muthanna, Jama. And then Rafa, Nasb, Jar. Right? Very good. And then what we say about this, we said we should keep this in our mind because every ism can be put here. And then you should be able to conjugate it accordingly. So if I have the ism like, for instance, madrasatun, or let me say, amilun, amilun, the word amilun. If I say what word would be here, I would say amilun, amilani, amiluna, amilan, amilaini, amilina, amilin, amilaini, amilina, right? If I change it to amilatun, amilatani, amilatun, amilatin, sorry, amilatan, amilataini, amilatin, amilatin, amilataini, amilatin, right? You can also do the same. I want just to use this for our initial practice for some volunteers, but we can move forward because I have fewer time to finish this particular segment. Another template that we learned yesterday about the persons is quite different from the first one. And this one is typically for pronouns. You remember that? For pronouns, you have to put this there instead of the Rafa Nasb Jar, because all the pronouns are in Rafa status if they are independent. We said it yesterday. But this particular template, don't forget, write it down, is for pronouns. So here we have huwa, huma, hum. Here, huwa, huma, hum, and here, huma, hunna. Anta, antuma, antum. Anti, antuma, antuna will be on this line, and ana, nahnu will be on this line. So don't forget this template. Keep it in mind. We'll use it a lot of time. Today's discussion, the first one is Idafa. I like this topic a lot because, as I said, majority of our statements or Arabic statements or ayat that we see in the Quran, chunk of them are made up of fragments. So if you understand those 5 fragments well, believe me, you would have gone so much into understanding the language of Al-Quran. Idafa is a very, very interesting concept. Idafa is, it occurs a lot of the time too, and we're going to see the kinds of it, but note this word, Idafa, that's the concept. Idafa, okay? Good. Primary rules for the Idafa. We say that the mudaf is the word before of. Now note, word before of. It means when you translate it, it will be the word that will come before the of. So when I say Kitabullahi, the word Allah is the one after of in your translation, but the word Kitab is the one before of. So that word Kitab, in that case, it should be light. For now, you know what light means. It should be light, and it should have no alif and lam. Very important rule. Kitab shouldn't have alif and lam because it is mudaf. So mudaf don't have alif and lam, and it must be light. The second rule, the mudaf ilayhi, that is the word after of, should be in jar status. Note, majroor. So any mudaf ilayhi is majroor. So are you following? Any mudaf ilayhi is majroor. Any mudaf is light, no alif lam. So this is what the rule we always say. The rule of idafa is that light, no alif lam followed by jar. Light, no alif lam followed by jar. Light, no alif lam followed by jar. Light, no alif lam is for the mudaf. Followed by jar, the jar ism is for the mudafun ilayhi. So note this expression. Light, no alif lam followed by jar. Write it down and note it down. That is the concept of idafa. So very simple. Now, the other thing is for us to know is that it doesn't allow distance. That means between mudaf and mudaf ilayhi, there cannot be any ism. So there are two isms always together. So they don't allow distant relationship. You don't separate them. You don't put any word in between them. They are always together. Mudaf, mudaf ilayhi. The first one is light. It has no alif and lam. And the second one is in status of jar. Now note, it's in the status of jar does not mean it has kasra. It might have kasra and it might have all the other signs of jar. There's a difference between jar and kasra. Kasra is a sign of jar. There are so many signs of jar. Kasra is just one. Ayni is one. Ina is one. And we are going to learn another one, inshallah, later. Okay? So when I say followed by jar, it means followed by a jar ism. A jar ism or an ism al-majroor. Okay? That's what it means. It does not allow distance, means you can't separate between mudaf and mudaf ilayhi with another word. Now, these are the rules. Okay, the last one says the type of the mudaf is indicated by the mudaf ilayhi. You remember type, this word, type. Type can either be common or proper. Now, type of mudaf means the mudaf's type would be determined by the mudaf ilayhi. I think we spoke about it yesterday. That kitabullahi, the word kitab as it stands, looks nakira. It looks common. But because it is mudaf to Allah, which is proper, the word kitab becomes proper. So that's the meaning of the type of mudaf is indicated or is determined by the type of mudaf ilayhi. If the mudaf ilayhi is proper, then the mudaf will be proper. If the mudaf ilayhi is common, the mudaf will be common. So kitabullah will be translated not book of Allah, but the book of Allah. Okay? And so on. Now the fifth one is that both the mudaf and mudaf ilayhi should be ism. I like this one very much. Both of them should be isms. So note, there's no idafa where you have a fi'il and an ism. There is no idafa where you have a harf and an ism. Are you following the deductions? They call it an ikhraj. We are saying we don't learn what it is, but we also learn what it is not or what should not be, right? So very important. Mudaf ilayhi is a concept made up of two isms coming together. One of them has no alif and lam, and then and it also is also light, followed by another one which is in jar status. Both mudaf and mudaf ilayhi stand hand in hand. They don't allow any word to come between them. And the mudaf ilayhi determines what the mudaf's type is. And both of them are isms. Very good. This is the basic kinds of idafa. We have three kinds of idafa. The first kind of idafa is the one with off translation. So we have three types. The first one is what? The one with off translation. So we can have something like this. Imamul masjidi. Imamul masjidi. Imam of the masjid. So there is idafa here. When I ask you which kind of fragments is this, you say it is idafa. Why? How do you know it is idafa? This one is light. It has no alif or lam, followed by a majroor ism, followed by jar, right? So light, no alif or lam, followed by jar. This type is the one we call the off translation type of mudaf, or sorry, of idafa. Okay, off translation. Why off translation? Because when you translate this, it means the imam of the mosque. Okay, the imam of. So there is an off between the two. Of translation. You remember we mentioned something about invisible, the two invisibles, right? At the first beginning of our lectures, the two invisibles. This is one of them. There's nothing like off in Arabic. it emanates as a result of such a relationship where you have two isms coming together, one possessing the other, or when one given the meaning of, or one becoming after the of, comes after the of, and the other one before the of in our translation. So this is the first type of idafa. Note that, the one with off translation. So if I ask you what is one type of idafa, you say the one with off translation. The second one, pronoun attached to an ism, is also idafa. This is a pronoun, who, and that is the attached equivalent of huwa. When it's attached to an ism, there is idafa. Baytullahi, okay, sorry, baytuhu, his house. That means house of his. House of his. House of his. When you arrange it, that's what it means. Okay. So it is the his that is after of, and then the house is before of. So normally is the first harf, or sorry, the first ism that is before of, and then the pronoun is after of. This another type of idafa. So we have idafa with a pronoun attached to an ism, idafa with an off translation. The third type of idafa is the idafa that happens with special mudafs. This one's in this particular course, and this is one of the things you guys will note, particularly our ulama. Our ulama, you should know that there's something called the special mudafs. Special mudafs are the zurufs, or zarf al-makan and zaman. Okay, we call them zuruf, zarfs. Okay, tahta, for instance, is always mudaf. It never stands alone. Tahta, fawqa, all those, bayna, all those adverbs of places, right, and time, they always come with mudaf ilayhi. So we say special mudafs. Special mudaf in the sense that they are always mudafs. Okay, so these are the three types of, or three kinds of idafa. I hope we are moving. I hope we are learning. Before we jump into the second fragment, inshallah, can you tell me quickly what you have learned about idafa? Because this time is up now. The first segment is off. We have finished one fragment. Anyone, please type. Keep on typing. What have you learned about idafa? Quickly. We have 2 minutes to do that. Yes, there are two isms. Absolutely. Always. Off translation. Yes, idafa is always with off translation. One of them. This is one type of idafa. And I like the fact that there are two isms. Because, yes, light, no alif or lam, followed by yes. It should be, no, which one should be in jar? Note, which one should be in jar? It is the mudaf ilayhi that will be in jar. Don't forget that. But no alif or lam is only with the mudaf. Please, you have to specify that. Special mudaf, yes, I like it, but you are giving it to me in pieces. But I want you to give me, Arab has no, I want to see this. Somebody is saying here, let me read this carefully. I read something. Arabic has no word of absolutely, Mahmoud Silla. That's a very good one. Yes, mudaf ilayhi. Ikram says no long distance. Very good one here. So you see, idafa has no, I mean, that makes it even easy to detect, isn't it? You know that idafa, you have two isms. One has no alif or lam, the other one is in jar status, but they don't allow anything between them. Very good. Zarf, yes. Idafa has to do also with zarf. Anytime you see zarf, there is always mudaf ilayhi, followed by jar. Ibrahim says mudaf ilayhi always is absolutely correct. Very good. Nothing separate between the two. I like that. Yes, the mudaf is indicated by the, yes, that very good. But you can say that the type of the mudaf, the type is either it's been nakira or ma'rifa, is determined by the mudaf ilayhi. That's what we say. Very good. Thank you, Ahlam. And then Adam Yaqub says mudaf is always an ism. Absolutely. Mudaf ilayhi is also always an ism. Don't forget. Ikram says type of mudaf is the, yes, we mentioned this. Amida says alif and lam, and without alif and lam, and they always ism. Yes, one has no alif and lam. Yes, the second one might have alif and lam, but not always. The one that is, the second one must not always have alif or lam, but the first one must not have. The first one must not have, but the mudaf ilayhi, not always, only sometimes would have the alif and lam. Both are isms. Very good. Thank you very much. That means we have learned this, and well done to all of you. Inshallah, we'll come back quickly to discuss the next fragment. Take 5 minutes of break. أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. You're all once again welcome, and I hope you can all hear me. I hope you can hear me, please. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Okay, alhamdulillah. Good. So we continue from where we stopped. We've just discussed the very first fragment, and we are well ready to go. Idafa, we spoke about Idafa, and we said Idafa, so much occurring. It has three types. One is having the off translation. The other one is anytime you have a pronoun attached to an ism, there is Idafa. And then the other one is special mudaf. That means there are certain words that always are in the state of mudaf. Those words, you just need to know them. And I'm going to share them here with you. I'm also going to share certain words that when they come, they become mudaf, their forms change. You remember the forms, right? Or the signs of the forms, rather. Signs of the forms. I like it when one of you, I think it's Khalifa, who mentioned that the sign Kisra is not always Jar is not always having the sign of Kisra, but Jar can also be other things. I will share with you now a couple of things before we go into the next fragment, okay? So let me share my screen now. I hope my screen is up now. Okay. Okay. So this is where we stopped, the three kinds of Idafa. Please don't forget them, and they will come to you straight. Okay. Now look at the special mudafs, or you have them in your books, and I'm sure you have known them. These are the special mudafs. They usually do not have the off translation. So when you translate, whenever you see any of these words, even though they are mudafs, but when you come to translate them, you don't put an off there. Okay, they don't have an off. Okay, and these are the special mudafs, right? These ones, they are all فوق قبل عند أمام قدام تحت بعد مع خلف وراء دون بين حول لدن. These ones, and definitely you can all see their meanings, right? And these ones are always non-flexible, right? They are non-flexible, but the flexible ones are these ones. They are also mudafs, but they are flexible. Ba'du, kullu, khair, ghair, and ayyu, right? So you can have ba'du, ba'da, ba'di, or ba'dun, ba'dan, ba'din, okay? Kullu, kulla, kulli, and ghairu, ghaira, ghairi, ayyu, ayya, and ayyi. But these ones, they don't change, and that's the non-flexibility I'm talking about. We need to note them down. And this very special thing about this particular course, that it brings together these things and make it easy for you. So from now on, anytime you see such, adverbs of places, fawqa, tahta, you know that there is always a kalima in front of them that is mudaf ilayh. Of course, only in some rare places, which we will talk about, particularly with this word qabla, okay? If it is mudaf, it's like this. But if it does not have mudaf ilayhi, it takes qablu, it's a very interesting one. You will see it majrur, but then the word after it will be qablu, and so on. That is because it is not mudaf, but this for another day, inshallah. But for all of them, mostly they will be like this. They don't change. That means the ending of them do not change. But these ones, they can change at the end. The ending of it, the sound can be changed from u to a to e. It can be in rafa, nas, or jar. Okay, good. That is the first thing. The second thing I want to remind you is that there are certain words we call the special 5 isms, the 5 special isms. And I remember, and I know a lot of those who learn Nahaw will be thinking that by now we shouldn't be learning Asma al-Khamsa. Asma al-Khamsa is somewhere deeper in the studies. But here it needs to come because the forms that we learned, Rafa, Nas, Jar, we did mention that the signs for Rafa, Nasb, and Jar vary. The signs vary. Now, this is one of the signs. We mentioned that the signs can be Dhamma, Fatha, Kisra, U, A, I. And the signs can also be Ani. I think I'm frozen. I hope I am back. Am I back? I'm frozen, right? Okay, good. You can have U, A, I are the signs. These are the primary ones. And you can have ani, aini, aini for pair. You can have una, ina, ina for plural, masculine, right? You can have also atun, atin, atin for plural, feminine. These are all signs. Some of them are sounds only, others are combinations. But these ones are also different. They are also having the word, the harf, alif and waw, as well as what? As well as ya at the sign. So here, for instance, this particular word, abun, akun, hamun, and famun, they are signs for the three forms. Rafa, nasb, jar is different from those we have learned. In their cases, in the Rafa status, instead of having dhamma, or ani, or una, or atuna, as the case might be, they will have a waw at the end. In the case of nasb, instead of them to have fatha, or aini, or ina, or atin, whatever case may be, in this case they are having alif. In the case of jar, instead of it having i, or aini, or ina, or atin, is having ya. So in this case, waw, ya, waw, alif, and ya are also signs of rafa, nasb, jar. Signs of rafa, nasb, jar, but this is particularly for these 5 isms. Okay, special isms. Don't forget them. And they are this way when they are mudaf. But if they are standing alone, that's how they are. Only one of them does not stand alone, and this is this one. It doesn't stand alone. It's always mudaf. This, it can never stand alone. Zuzazi. Okay, and you check in your book, and definitely you will find the meaning, inshallah, going forward, right? But the most important thing here is that waw can be a sign of rafa, alif can be a sign of rafa, nasb, and ya can be a sign of jar, and the meanings are here, right? Abun, father. But when I say abu kada, that means the abu is in this case mudaf. Aba fulan. Aba is in this case mudaf, but mansub. Abi is also means father, but in this case it is majrur, right? So in this case, they are all mudafs. Note, very important thing about the last discussion. Mudafs would take the status of the word or the status of the concept, إضافة. So for instance, the first ism, which is mudaf, is the one that can be fa'il, is the one that can be maf'ul, and is the one that can be majrur, right? Majrur be any other thing that came before it. But the mudaf ilayhi doesn't have a status. لا محل للمضاف إليه في الإعراب. Don't forget this, note this. The mudaf is the one that has the position in the sentence, that has the status. The mudaf ilayhi, of course, when you say you are possessed, you belong to somebody, right? So you do not have the actual position. The one that has the actual status is the mudaf. And this is how it is if it is in rafa, like fa'il or mubtada or khabar and so on. Sorry, like mubtada, yes, like mubtada or fa'il, but then it's having mudaf ilayhi. So we say Abu Sa'idin, for instance. Aw ja'a Abu Sa'idin. So I will say Sa'id's father has come. So ja'a Abu Sa'idin, and so on. Okay? And these are the meanings of the word. So take note of these 5 special isms. Don't forget them. I know you know all of them. We're just giving you a reminder. Good. The next fragment is Mawsuf Sifa. Now note, we don't say Sifa or Mawsuf here. Somebody will ask, why Mawsuf Sifa? Why not Sifa Mawsuf? Na'at wal man'ut. Here we say Mawsuf Sifa. Why? Because we said that in Arabic, the Mawsuf comes before the Sifa. This is not English. Sifa Mawsuf is actually is Anglicized. It's more English than Arabic. Because in English, you mention the adjective before you say beautiful girl, nice car, right? But in Arabic, you don't say nice car. I mean, the word nice will come later. So it's the car that is going to be mentioned first. And that is the Mawsuf. So that is the logic here. And I hope it sits well with all of us. So it's actually Mawsuf Sifa. So Mawsuf is the one being described by the Sifa, right? So we said Mawsuf Sifa. This is the second fragment. And it's the easiest of all the fragments, by the way. So we're not going to spend more time on it. What is Mawsuf Sifa? Mawsuf Sifa is, okay, let me just make this clear to you before even I come to the rules. Mawsuf Sifa are also 2 isms, like the first one. I hope you are all taking note. There are also 2 isms. but they both look alike most of the time. That's what I say at the beginning. You all look alike in terms of their shapes, in terms of the signs at the end, in terms of if it's masculine, feminine, everything. You see them the same, they're looking the same, right? In terms of all the SNGTs that we have learned, the status, number, gender, type. So I'm sure if I tell you this one is even enough for you, for us to go, right? So that's Mawsuf Sifa. Let's look at the primary rules. It says that Mawsuf, which is the first ism, and in fact, that is the ism that has mahal in Arab. That is the ism that can be fa'il, it can be maf'ul, it can be majrur, bi harf jar or something, the Mawsuf. So note this. The Mawsuf is the first ism that comes, so it's the first one, and it can be only one. Mawsuf can be only one in the concept of Mawsuf Sifa, okay? The Sifa has the same properties as the Mawsuf. This is a very important statement, right? You will have it always having the same properties. And what are the four properties? Status, number, gender, type. So if this one is U, that one is A. That one is the other one will also be U. If it is A, the other one will be A. If it is E, it will be E. So Rafa, Nasb, Jar. Okay, right? And also the number, if it is Mudakkar, the Sifa will be Mudakkar. If Mawsuf is Mu'annas, the Sifa will be Mu'annas. The gender, sorry, that's the number. Sorry, the number, if the Sifa, if the Mawsuf is Mufrad, the Sifa will also be Mufrad. If the Mawsuf is Muthanna, the Sifa will be Muthanna. If the Mawsuf is Jama, the Sifa will be Jam, right? And then we come to the gender. If the Mawsuf is Mudakkar, the Sifa will also be Mudakkar. If the Mawsuf is Mu'annas, the Sifa will also be Mu'annas, okay? And then we come to the type, okay? The Al-Qism. If the Mawsuf is Nakira, the Sifa will also be Nakira. If the Mawsuf is Mu'arraf, the Sifa will also be Mu'arraf. That's the meaning of the four properties being the same, right? It's also after this Mawsuf. It always comes after Mawsuf. You cannot see Sifa before Mawsuf. So it always comes after the Mawsuf. That's very clear. And maybe more than one. So you can have more than one Sifa. But the Mawsuf is always one. But it can tolerate distance. Interesting. So you can have some words between Sifa and Mawsuf. Even though it's the easiest to detect fragments, but sometimes it can be deceiving. It can allow distance, which means you can have 1, 2, 3 words between the Mawsuf and the Sifa. Note this. So which means this particular regard is different from Mudaf Ilayhi. Though there are two isms, but this one, both of them will look alike, but they are separated, right? Good. So that is Mawsuf Sifa. These are some of the notes to remember with regards to Mawsuf Sifa. The first one says the Mawsuf is never any pronoun, never any pointer, and never any relative pronoun. So these ones cannot be Mawsuf, okay? These ones, you cannot say they are Mawsuf. They can never be Mawsuf, right? They can never be Mawsuf. So which means these words do not have a Sifa. You can't have a Sifa of them. So you see, you are learning some of the things that hitherto you would be, getting them scattered. Now it's being brought closer that your Dama'ir, your Asma al-Ishara, your Ismul Mawsul can never be Mawsuf. So you can have a Sifa of Alladhi, or a Sifa of Hadha, or a Sifa of Huwa, for instance, right? So these words cannot be Mawsuf. Note very carefully, they cannot be Mawsuf, okay? The Mawsuf is never these words, right? Good. What the Sifa is also never these words. So the Sifa can also not be the proper name. Okay, so a proper name, Al-Alam, okay? The name of a person cannot be a Sifa. And then these pronouns can also not be a Sifa. A pronoun cannot be a Sifa, and also an Ismul Ishara cannot be a Sifa. Are you following? Very important. But this one is left out, which means Alladhi, Alladhani, Alladina, Allati, Allati, Allai. These ones can be Sifa, right? Are you noting? So these are some of the plus minuses I was talking about earlier, saying that now we are doing deductions. We are giving you only the markers, right? Those things that will make you capture these things easier and hold them on to, because you know the studies already. But what we are doing now is we're summarizing it, making it easy to capture and easy to convey, right? So now issue of موصوف صفة with regards to ضمائر أسماء الإشارة أسماء الموصولة is very clear that أسماء الإشارة أسماء الموصولة and the ضمائر cannot be موصوف and the ضمير الضمائر والاسم أسماء الإشارة and علم cannot be صفة, right? Very good things to remember. Now look out for non-human plurals and their feminines. So be careful about this one. The reason why we say you should be careful about this one is that the non-human broken plurals, they can be when you are looking for their sifa, you see that for instance, al-kutubu as-saghira. Al-kutubu as-saghira. This is not mubtada khabar, okay? This one is sifa mawsuf. This one is sifa mawsuf. Why? Because, I mean, you cannot have mubtada khabar having both of them having alif and lam, correct? So looking at them, you can see that they are sifa mawsuf. Why? This one is rafa, this one is rafa. This one is mu'arraf, this one is mu'arraf, right? This one is, but look here. This one is, it looks like mudhakkar, but this one looks like mu'annas, but it's actually not mu'annas. Sorry, this one is not mudhakkar. This one is treated as mu'annasun mufrad. You remember, we said non-human broken plurals are treated as she. And that's why you cannot say al-kutub as, you can't say maybe sagiruna or sagir. You have to say sagira. Why? Because in this case, it is treated as here. Okay? Al-haqa'ibu jamilatun. You see? Haqa'ibu. Even though it looks like muzakkar, but the sifa shows that it is actually not muzakkar, but mu'annas. Okay? So whenever you are attributing or you are describing or you are bringing an adjective of an ism that is non-human broken plural, it has to reflect the gender that is described, because we said every non-human broken plural is treated as he or she, right? Good. So that will be the end of Mawsuf Sifa, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. But these are some examples only, right? Let's look at some of the examples. Writing the 4 properties. We want to see the 4 properties of these words quickly. We have almost finished this session. Oh, the time is already up. Let's look at this. So when I say the 4 properties, I'm talking about the SNGT. Okay, SNGT, the status, number, gender, type. So we have Mawsuf and Sifa, but we want to identify what are the 4 properties that match here, right? Good. So qawlan thaqilan, the word thaqilan, can you give me the 4 properties that are matching here? The SNGT, thaqilan. Just give me, so okay, let me do number 1 for you to see. So thaqilan, the status is nasb. Okay? The number is singular, mufrad. Okay? The gender is mudhakkar, masculine. And then the type is common, nakira. So these are the SNGT that I'm looking for thaqilan. Can you do the one for al-kubra? Quickly, al-kubra. Al-kubra. No, give me the SNGT, please. The SNGT of al-kubra. Give me all, don't give me one. Ahlam, okay? Yes, go ahead, yes, but give me the 4. Yes, it's NS, yes. Nasba, singular, masculine, common. I agree. Perfect, Ahlam, perfect. Okay, go and do al-kubra. Give me al-kubra. Give me the SNGT, quickly. Al-kubra. Or is it al-kubra that Ibrahim is saying nasb? Oh, sorry, yeah. Okay, so I'm talking about al-kubra. Al-kubra, Abdullah Yusuf says, is rafa, singular, masculine. N is what? What is N? Abdullah Yusuf, come again. You were moving RFP. Okay. Ibrahim says Rafa. Is it plural? Okay. He said Rafa, plural, feminine, what? Feminine proper. Is that what you are saying? Okay. Mu'annas Rafa Ma'rifa. MashaAllah. Nasb plural, feminine, common. Is it Nasb? MashaAllah. Usman. Rafa singular, feminine, proper, Khalifa. Okay. Rafa singular feminine. Okay. Rafa, okay, common. MashaAllah. Okay, that's interesting. We see now we are learning. Okay, but you know, now notes here. Everyone, yes, all of you, Ibrahim Mayaki says RSFP, okay. RSFC, okay. Then that's what Abdullah Yusuf. Rahana says RSFP, okay. Sakina says N. Is it Nasb? MashaAllah. And then Abdul Rashid Suleiman says RSFP. Abdullah Yusuf is coming here with Rafa singular feminine Ma'arifa. I like this one. It's a serious combination, right? Rafa Nasb NF. What is N? Okay, Muhammad Augustine, you are saying the gender is what? N? You have a gender that is okay. RSFP, okay. Let's look at it this way. Now, first of all, as we said, the Mousuf will determine what the sifa is. Are you following? So the moment you see the Mousuf being feminine, then definitely if this is sifa, then it has to be feminine. So the issue of masculine doesn't come in at all, right? Very important. Huh? Then this is proper. So it's alif and lam showing proper. And then this is u. The moment you see this one is u, this one would also have to be u. And this one is also rafa. Why is it not having the u at the end? Because of the non-flexible. You remember, we said any word that is having at the end is a non-flexible ism, which means it does not show the u, and e, right? You don't show fatah, kasra, dhamma. So for instance, when I say ja'atil kubra, kubra, if the kubra is the name of a person, I say ja'at kubra, okay? Wa ra'aytu kubra, wa marartu bi kubra. It's all kubra. It doesn't change. So in this case, the rafa is there. It's just that it does not have to show because of the r. Okay, very good. Let's go to mutahharatan. This one you can do it very quickly. Give me mutahharatan, SNGT. Mutahharatan. Give me the definition. You know, we have started i'rab already for your information. You know, we have already started the i'rab, so don't be left out. Okay? Give me mutahharatan. NSFC. NSFC, Abdurrahman Tajuddin, Raihana, NFFC. Okay. Okay, so I think this one should go. So it is Nasb. Yes. Okay. Nasb. Singular feminine. Yes, but I wanted somebody to tell me that it is plural, right? Because the word suhufan is a plural word. Even though it is a plural word, but mutahharatan, you can see it came as if it is singular, right? But suhufan, because suhufan is the plural of sahifatun, okay? Sahifatun. Now, why is mutahharatun singular? Because this one is treated as singular. Even though it is plural, but it is treated as singular feminine. Why? Because it is a non-human broken plural. The singular form is sahifatun. Okay. Bala'un, the next one we are learning. Bala'un. Give me the SNGT. Bala'un. Give me the status number, gender type. Bala'un. Thank you very much, Nasiba. Thank you very much, Abdul Rashid Suleiman. It's because some of you, Hamida Yakin, okay, Ibrahim Yakis, okay, they are all answering the same question. Where am I starting from this one? Abdullah Yusuf says R, okay, RSMC, R, I like the RSFC, okay, okay, RSMC, RSFC, RSMC. So if you look at it, the RSMC are taking. Okay, let's look at it. Okay. Bala'un. So we can see that it is starting at the beginning. So it is on Rafa status. Okay. Rafa status. And you can see that there is nothing that is showing that will make it feminine. So it is masculine. Sorry. Is it masculine or feminine? Is this is it masculine or feminine? This word, is it masculine or feminine, and why? Who can tell me? Yes, it's masculine. Yes, it's masculine. Yes, bala'un is masculine. And then if it, so we feminine by factor, mashallah. I like the feminine by factor. Abdurrahman Tajuddin, sir. What is feminine by factor? Why is it feminine, Adam Yaqub? I just want somebody to tell me why it is feminine. And you are right, you have a point there anyway. Note you have a point there, but absolutely, yes, the alif al-mamduda thing, right? The alif al-mamduda thing, but it does not apply here. And that is why we say sometimes there are shawaz, right? It does not apply in this particular case, right? For bala'un, it does not apply here, because if you look at the sifa of the word, it's azimun, not azimatun, okay? So it does not, but I like that instant, because that means you really are recalling the rules, right? But it is here masculine, and it is singular, and it is what? Nakira, common. Okay, thank you very much. MashaAllah, good. Sururun marfu'a. Give me the SNGT of sururun. Sururun, quickly. Quickly, starting from where? RP, okay, so Rafa, plural. MashaAllah, people are learning, right? You see, it looks plural. Yes, sururun is plural, but it's not treated as plural. We said that non-human broken, absolutely. No, but non-human broken plural, whenever you see them, is singular feminine. Don't forget that. That stay is SF. Anytime you see jam'u taksir, yes, it's treated as singular feminine. And this will be confusing us a lot of the time. But mostly detect if it is a singular feminine, sorry, if it is a jam'u taksir. So sururun, the singular of sururun is sarirun. Sarirun with a ya. So sururun is the jam. So there is a break in the singular form. And that means it's jam'u taksir. Okay, in that case, it is considered as singular feminine. And that is why its sifa is also in singular feminine form. Right? Okay. Ka'asfin. So the word asfin, can you give me the asfin? Asfin, quickly. We are going to get done with this. Okay, JSMC, mashallah, Abdurrahman, okay. Mashallah, JSM, I like that one. So at least this one is fine. So it is also singular feminine. I see, sorry, this one is singular masculine. Singular masculine. And it is also in jar status, as well as common, right? Al-Fawzul Kabir. So Al-Kabiru. Give me the SMGT of Al-Kabiru. Al-Kabiru. You see it's Mawsuf Sifa. So this is the Sifa in this case. We are talking about the Sifa. What is the things that match, the four properties that match? كيف يطابق الصفة الموصوف أو كيف يطابق أو بما تطابق الصفة الموصوف هنا in what and what and what? RSMP. Okay, good of RSMP. So this is Rafa, this is singular, this is proper, yes, and masculine. Narun Hamia, the word Narun, quickly. Narun, 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 Narun. Muhammad Augustine, thank you. Thank you, but you were left with one property. You didn't add one property. And also it's not feminine. Asfin is not feminine, it's masculine. Okay. Narun. Abdullah says RSFP, RSFC. Okay. MashaAllah. RSF. Is it proper? Narun, is it proper? Okay. Abdul Salam. The one with high, RF, you are left with one property. We have four properties always. Yes, masculine, yes. Okay. Narun is not masculine. For some of you who have not studied your book, you will know why Narun is not masculine. Narun is feminine. Who can tell me why is Narun feminine? Why is the word Narun feminine? Yes, bas, absolutely. So if Narun is feminine as Mawsuf, then the Sifa will definitely appear this way. Good. Now, you see, let me share one thing with you. If you are not able, a lot of you have realize the trick. If you don't know the gender of the sifa, look at the موصوف. Or if you don't know the gender of the موصوف, look at the sifa. That's very easy. Okay. لغلامين يتيمين. Can you give me the SNGT of يتيمين? Yes, Arab says so, Ibrahim Yaki. Thank you. Thank you all. Ahlam and Abdul Rashid and Abdul Rahman. Okay, give me يتيمين. يتيمين. Okay, nasb. What is D? Dual. Okay, absolutely. Ahlam, very good. Dual. You know I was going to ask, right? Yeah. Yatimaini is. Is it nasb? You can't say nasb, or who can tell me why is it jar? One can say, well, aini can be nasb or jar, but in this case it is jar because of the li. Yes, yes, it is jar, Ikram. Yes. Yes, yes, Nasiba. Yes, very good. So because of this li, this one is majroor, it's not mansub. So li gulamaini, that's why yatimaini will also be majroor. Okay, but in this case it is pair. Very good. I like the two. If you write two is accepted. For your information, whenever you see two in this course, it means pair. Okay, pair. And when you see 2 plus means plural. We can be using these terminologies. Finally, maganimu. Maganimu. Give me maganimu. I want the quicker finger. I want one person to stand instead of all of you. Ahlam says Rafa plural. Mashallah. Rafa plural must okay, MC. RSMC. Okay, Rafa singular masculine. Singular masculine common. Mashallah. Okay, that's interesting. Nasiba, Ahlam, and Rehana says RPFC. Rafa pair. Okay, if you mean the pair, yes. If you mean the pair or plural? Maganim is Maganim singular or plural? Who can share this with me? Maganim, is it singular or plural? Or is it no technically no, in this word, yes, it is plural, but it's not treated as plural. It's treated as singular feminine. Yes. Yes, it is treated as singular. The word itself is plural, yes. But it's treated as singular, and that is why its sifa is singular feminine. Yes, absolutely, Ibrahim. Yes, yes, Muhammad. Yes, that's why it is treated. Look at the sifa. You can see sifa is kathiratun. It doesn't say kathirat. Okay, so because this maganim is a plural, well, who can give me the singular form of maganim? What is the singular form of maganim, and how do you know that it's a broken plural? What is the singular form of maganim? This will be the end of this this particular sec. Ganim, Salim, Ganima. Usman says Ganima. Okay, Ganima. Alam says Ganima. It's magnamatun. Yes, it's magnama. Okay, it's not magnum, but magnamatun. So magnamatun, magnamatani, and maganim. Okay, okay. Magnamatun is a singular word. Yes, yes. Jazakumullah khair. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. We are late for this one too much. Let's go and come back. When we come back, we'll look at the next fragment. Stay on, go and drink some water, and maybe perform wudu and come back. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Are we all back? Have you taken your water? Abdul Salam is asking for coffee, and I think he has been given one. So, alhamdulillah. So, let's continue with our discussion. We have now taken two fragments. One of them is Idafa. Typically, how do we see Idafa? Idafa are two isms, but one of them is having no alif or lam, followed by another one, which is jar. The first one is the one which has the mahal in Arab. The other one follows it, right? Mawsuf, sifa, they are also both isms. But unlike Idafa, where the two isms don't really look alike, in this case, the two isms look alike so much in all the four properties. These are the two things that we have to hold on these two. The difference here is that they don't look alike, and the first one does not allow separation. This one allows separation, okay? Good. Let's now go to the next, let me see if I can get my slides. The next, okay, let me get to my, okay, I hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen, please? My screen. Okay, good. So now we are going to take one of my favorites, right? Some of you who have taken this course before, you know I like this particular fragment. Why? Because I'm going to take you through some things now, and you need to hold on with me. It doesn't matter how it sounds in your ears, but please say after me. Please say after me. Don't mind me, just say after me. And as you are saying after me, transcribe what you are saying in a book, in your kashkul or in your exercise book, right? Listen to me, pronounce what I'm pronouncing and don't mind me, just say it. Okay, and we're going to say it 3 times. Say ba, ta, ka, la, wa. Min, fi, an, ala, hatta, ila. So this one, I'm going to say it again, but a little bit faster. Bata kalawa, min fi an, ala hatta ila. This is the second one. The last one I'm going to say is bata kalawa, min fi an, ala hatta ila. So bata kalawa, min fi an, ala hatta ila. So this, what I've just said, I'm just telling you an information that you might keep, but in a very easy way. In a sound. Bata kalawa, min fi an, ala hatta ila. Bata kalawa, min fi an, ala hatta ila. Who can say it? Any volunteer? And the person have to be have to come and look at me as he says it. Any volunteer? Yes, Ahmad Augustine, can you unmute yourself and then give me your video quickly? Unmute yourself and give me your video. Yes. Unmute yourself and give me your video. Please unmute yourself. Muhammad Augustine, yes? Yes. Show me your video. Show me your face, please. Okay. Yes. Show me your video.
Bata kalawa min man ala.
I don't. Hey, relax. You are even faster. In fact, your energy is even more than mine. I'm just giving you the spotlight. So look into the camera. Okay.
Thank you. Bata kalawa man fi man ala hatta.
Good try. You see how nice and how easy it is. Very good. Thank you, Muhammad Augustine. Usman Yahya, can you come on? Can you come on? Usman Yahya? Yes, Usman. Unmute yourself. Show me your face. Yesterday, I think you were on also.
No.
Yes, go ahead. Yes,
no.
Usman, can I hear you? Yes, go ahead.
Bata kalawa min fi an ala hatta ila.
أيضا
بتكلوا من في عن على حتى إلى.
No, but you are not looking into the camera. You are not looking into the camera. Look into the camera and look at me. Yes. No, look into the camera. Yes. Now you are looking into, yes. Look into the camera. I just want to see you. Yes. Go ahead.
بتكلوا. بتكلوا من في عن على حتى إلى.
Mumtaz, Jazakallah khair. Hamida Okain. Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Usman. You have always been helpful. Hamida, go ahead, unmute yourself, please. Hamida, unmute yourself.
Yes, assalamu alaikum.
Go ahead, Hamida.
Batakalawa, manfi and ba'alata iya.
Again, Aidan.
Batakalawa, manfi and ba'alata iya.
It's not man, it's min. Min.
Minfi and. And ba'alata iya.
Ala hatta ila. Ala hatta ila.
Ala hatta ila.
Very good. Ala hatta ila. Thank you so very much. And jazakumullah khair for all of you. Thank you so much for participating. And when we do it this way, actually, it adds to the energy actually in the whole discussion. So jazakumullah khair. Let's now go straight back to our discussions. Okay. Let me show you my slide. Okay. Now, what is this batakalawa min fi ana la hatta ila? These are the huruf al-jar. Okay. These are the huruf al-jar. The huruf al-jar in Arabic, they are 17, but we are taking only 11. Those 11 are what we have just learned. Ba, the first one. Ta is the second one. Ka is another one. Kaf. So these are letters. Ba'un, ta'un, kafun, lamun, and waw. So this is the first one. Batakalawa. Okay. Min, you all know min. Fi is the next one. An is the next one. An with an ain. Okay. Min fi an, then ala, and hatta, and ila. So we have taken 11 huruf jar which appeared in the Quran. The rest are there, which actually did not occur in the Quran, and most of the time we only focus on these 11s. Sorry, on this 11, and that is what we have just learned. So don't forget batakalawa min fi an ala hatta ila as our huruful jar. You don't need to be scrambling them. Just learn this small rhyme, and that is it. Okay. So now those are the huruful jar, and one of them is harf jar. So we say harf of jar. And its victim. What is the victim of harf jar? The victim of harf jar is the word that occurs after harf jar. So anytime I see any of the batakalawas and then an ism in front of it, they constitute one fragment. Okay? We constitute one concept of a fragment. That means both of them together, okay, both of them together are considered murakkaba naqisa. What is the meaning of murakkaba naqisa? It means it's a composition that is short. Short in the sense that it's not a complete statement. It doesn't make sense alone, but it's a composition of more than one word, right? So we say harf jar and its ism, or its majrur, or its victim, whatever you can call it, constitutes another fragment. So batakalawa min fi ana la hatta ila, any word that comes after them, they do a work in it. What do? They make it majrur. Okay, they cause it to be majrur. Majrur means it will take a certain sign of jar, any of those signs of jar. Don't forget, the sign of jar is not only kisra, it can be kisra, it can be aini, it can be ina, it can be atin, okay, and it can even be ya, as we learned, right? Good. Now let's go to the rules. The primary rule of harf jar. A harf jar, or the harf jar, it puts its ism into the status of jar. I mean, you can even hear it from the name, harf jar. Is the harf that causes jar. Jar means what? It puts the ism in front of it in a status of jar. So we call it majroor. Don't forget, the word majroor is an identity of an ism in the status of jar. Again, majroor is an identity for an ism in the status of jar. Good. It does not allow distance. I'm sure you know now what this means. No distance allowed. So which means anytime there is jar, majroor will be there. It doesn't allow. Okay. Of course, the other one which we spoke about, which allows distance, is موصوف صفة. إضافة also doesn't allow. This one also doesn't allow. Very important. There are 17 of them. Okay, but we will only learn 11 which are in the Quran. Okay, the harf of jar is called jarun, and the ism in front of it is called majroor. So technically we say jarun wa majroor. This is another fragment in Arabic, okay, that occurs a lot of the time. Please don't forget that. Huruful jar. We are already done with them. So you don't even need this, right? Batakala wa min fi an ala hatta ila. Have you seen how easy it is that you have taken it up, particularly for some of you who have practiced it a lot? So batakala wa min fi an ala hatta ila, and these are the meanings, okay? Then look at the additional instructions here. When attached to a pronoun, note this. La, that is the la, bataka la, the lam. The la is pronounced la, otherwise it is always li. So you say lillahi or liman hadhal kitab. It's always like that. But if it's attached to a pronoun, it's always la. So you say lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. وهذا هل هذا الكتاب لك, because ka and hu are all pronouns. So when it's attached to a pronoun, it is la, but otherwise it's always li. For instance, li rasulin or lakum. So rasul is not a pronoun, so it's li. Lakum, kum is a pronoun, so it is what? La. Don't confuse the harf of jar, lam, with the lam of emphasis, lam al-tawkid, okay? Very important. The lam for emphasis does not make it ism jar. Okay, for example, lanahnu, inna lanahnu, lanahnu. So this word nahnu is not majroor because this lam here is not harf jar. Most certainly, okay? Most certainly, I swear to it. Okay? We, lana, for instance, lana for us, harf jar, lana. Okay? Harf jar. In this case, the lam here is harf of jar. So don't confuse the two. It's very easy for us to know, okay? But as we go, we will come to separate them. Don't also confuse the wa, harf of jar, for oath, okay? Only. Of course, the waw that we have spoken about, the batakala wa, the wa is for qasm. In fact, there are 3 harfs of qasm there. Bi, ta, and wa. So ba, ta, and wa are huruf al-qasm. So that's why, you know, some of you, I'm sure, are Hausa. When we do the swearing, you say wallahi, tallahi, summa billahi lazi. So these are the 3 harfs that are for swearing, okay? So don't confuse wa, which is harf of jar, for oath only, with the wa, al-atifa, the connector, which means and. There are 2 different words, okay? One of them will cause the ism after it to be jar, but the other one, it does not do that. The other one just connects 2 words together, okay? Now, when min, this is another harf of jar. When min and na'an, another harf of jar, when they come together, when they are attached to ma, when they come together with ma, they are written as mimma or amma. Don't forget that. So is this jar wa majroor, okay? So originally it is an ma, and this is min ma, so don't forget that. Okay, when attached to a pronoun, ila and ala are pronounced with ya majzuma. So this ya, which is hitherto non-flexible, you don't see any sign on it. But if it is attached to a pronoun, then you can see the sukun on it. So you say alayka and alayhi. So alayka is ala anta, alay huwa. Okay? So these are some of the observations, very important things. I mean, you can find it in your books. Please note them so that our huruf al-jar will be well understood, right? Let's take an example of huruf jar here. Identify if the following are harf of jar fragment or not. Number one, is there harf of jar here, and which harf of jar do we have there? And what has it done? What harf of jar do we have here? Bilhaq. Okay. Yes, it's B. And it has caused jar. What is the sign of jar here? Kasra. Very good. Ka'asfim ma'kul. Is there harf of jar? Wait, what is it? Ka. Very good. What has it caused? And where is the sign of kasra? Sorry, what is the sign of jar? Sorry for that. What is the sign? Yes, the sign of jar is kasra. Okay, very good. I like that. Bihamdi rabbika. What is the harf of jar here? Okay, B. What is the sign of jar? Kasra. Very good. Min sijilin. What is the harf of jar here? Min sijil. Min. What is the sign of jar? Yes, min. What is the? Yes, min and kasra. I like that one. Yes, 2 in 1, right? Very good. Likulli humazatin. What is? Where is the harf of jar? What is the sign of jar? So give me the harf and the sign quickly. Li kasra. I like that, Muhammad Mustafa. Hawa li kasra. Okay, good. What about min khawfin? Give me that also. Min khawfin. Yes, thank you, Muhammad Augustine. Min khawfin. Okay, min kasra. I like that. Yes, Abdul Salam. Yes, Amida. Good. Good, Usman. Good, Hawa. Very good. Let's go to Fiji Diha. Fiji Diha. Fiji Diha. Fiya. Mashallah. Fi and kasra. Abdurrahman Tajuddin. Mashallah. Fi kasra. It's not the ha. The kasra is in this word, right? So the ha is an attached pronoun. The GD is the majroor. So we say jar wa majroor. GD is majroor. Ha is not majroor in this case, okay? It's not the half. The half of jar does not affect the ha. It affects only the GD. Very good. Fi dinillahi. Where is the half of jar and where is the sign? Fi dinillahi. Fi kasra. Yes, yes, Ahlam. Yes, Muhammad. Yes, Abdul Rahman. Yes, Abdul Salam. Yes, Amida. Yes, Hawa. Yes, Adam. Yes, Ikram. MashaAllah. Very good. Very good. Good following. Fi amadim mumaddada. Fi amadim mumaddada. Thank you, Muhammad Mustafa. Abdul Salam says fi and kasra. Okay, fi kasra, Ikram, Adam. Very good. Let's go to ala ta'amil miskin. Ala ta'amil miskin. Give me the harf of jar and the ism al-majroor. Min, there is no ala ta'amil miskin. Okay, ala and kasra. Ala kasra. Very good, Nabila. Very good, Hawa. Very good. Let's go to 11. Wa min sharri. Wa min sharri. Wa min sharri. Very good. Min and kasra. Ma'a us. Okay. Ma'al usri. Ma'al usri. Ma'al usri. There is no harf of jar here. Sorry. There is no harf of jar. Okay. Ma'a there is a special mudaf. Thank you so very much. Okay. Bi ashabil fili. Bi ashabil fili. Bi ashabil fili. Okay. Bi ashabil fili. Bi ashabil fili is B and kasra. Okay. Okay. Li rabbika. Li rabbika. Li and kasra. Okay. Let's go to hatta matla'il fajri. Hatta matla'il fajri. Atta and Kesra, Ibrahim Raji, good. Okay, man a'ata. Man a'ata. Man a'ata. No, there is no harf jar here, sorry. There is no harf jar in ma'al usri, and there is no harf jar also in man a'ata. There are some of the, so in number 12 and 16, there is no harf jar. There are some of the ulama, and this is also another actually home of thought, that ma'a is harf jar, but actually the preponderant idea is that ma'a is actually a special mudaf, as we have learned. Okay, so this one is majroor because it's mudaf ilayh. Jazakumullah anna kulla khair. We'll go back and come back quickly to take the fourth fragment. In fact, the fourth and fifth maybe at so that we close the day. So stay tuned. Just take another coffee according to Abdul Salam and come back. هذا وبالله التوفيق. السلام عليكم. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Okay, so we continue with our fourth fragment. We have learned إضافة, مضاف مضاف إليه. We have learned صفة وموصوف. We have learned جار ومجرور. So مضاف مضاف إليه, صفة وموصوف, or موصوف صفة rather, موصوف صفة, and then جار ومجرور. Now we are learning إن and its sisters. So say with me again. Can you say with me? And I'm sure a lot of you will be able to do this. Inna anna ka'anna. Inna anna ka'anna. Can you say that? Inna anna ka'anna. Inna anna ka'anna. Inna anna ka'anna. بأن لأن ليت. بأن لأن ليت. بأن لأن ليت لكن لعل. بأن لأن ليت لكن and لعل. These harfs that we have just mentioned, if you have written them down, they always come to make another job. So these ones also have a job, like just like harf jar, right? They have a job to do. Their job is to make the ism after them into a nasb status, right? So we say, Inna Allaha alimun hakim. Inna Ibrahima. So the inna and its sisters, they do this job of making sure any ism that comes after them would be in nasb status. Now note, nasb status does not mean fatha. Again, nasb is a status. Fatha is a sign. Nasb is a status. Another sign of nasb is aini, ina, atin, as well as alif. We have learned that, right? Very good. So now let's go into how the rules are. Primary rules for harf of nasb. The harf of nasb, they make the ism after them nasb. Nasb means they put it in the status of nasb, where it can take a sign of fatha or aini or ina or atin or fat alif. In fact, they can tolerate a long distance. So between inna and its ism, we call it inna and its ism. Okay, or harf nasb and its ism, there is always a consideration of distance, which is similar to which fragment? Which is similar to which fragment? This particular ruling is similar to which fragment? Who can tell me? Which is similar to which fragment? It can tolerate long distance. Yes, Mawsuf Sifa right here now. Yes, Abdurrahman. Very good, Mawsuf Sifa. So this particular ruling, they are same with Mawsuf Sifa. But in this particular regard, they differ from what and what? Or this particular ruling differs from which of the fragments? Idafa, very good. Idafa, only Idafa? Ibrahim Mayaki? No, there is no concept called, yes, Jar wa Majrur. Yes, Jar wa Majrur. Okay, so so it differs with Jar wa Majrur in this, but it's the same with Mawsuf Sifa in this. Very good. So that's all about harf of nasb and its fragment, its ism. This one is very easy. So inna, anna, ka'anna, bi'anna, lakinna, la'alla, and later. I'm sure you know all these, so we don't have to spend time here. This is what they do, and this is the notes. Final notes regarding inna and its ism. These notes are very important because these are some of the deductions that will make you grasp the concept, right? It says that the nasb form of the pronoun ana, okay, is what? Ni. Do you remember ini? Huh? Ana, ini. And I mentioned something about ni, it's here now. And I said we're going to discuss more. The nasb form of the pronoun ana is what? Ni. And the nasb form of nahnu is what? Na. So na, so the ni, the e is when it's attached to a ism. But the ni is when it's attached to a fi'l, right? Or if it is preceded by harf of nasb in this case. So we say innani, okay, or innana, or darabani, wa a'atana, for instance. Okay, so when attached to a harf of nasb, these pronouns can be written fully, or the nun can be dropped. So you have two forms of writing it. You can say innani or inni. You can also say innana or inna. Of course, when I say inna, how many words are there? You know it is inna and ni. Okay. For instance, alladhina yaquluna rabbana innana amanna. So I inna and na. So this, in this case, they have been, both of them have been written, right? But inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. In this case, they have been merged, right? Inna. Here too, Allah says, inni ana rabbuka. In this case, it has been put together. But innani ana Allahu la ilaha illa ana. In this case, they have been separated. So just take note of how inna is used, particularly when it comes with in touch with ni and na, right? Have we learned something about inna and its ism and its sisters? Have we learned something here? Are we okay to go? Good. Let's do small exercise. This one I'm going to take only 3. You can do them later because we don't have much time for us to do the last fragment. I'm going to take only 3. Determine if the following contains a half of nasb or not. Not only to determine, but I will ask you other questions, right? Good. Number 20. Show me the harf of nasb and tell me the ism that it affected. Number 20. What is the harf of nasb and what is the victim, or what is the ism al-mansub? So what happened there? Innama al-usri yusra. That's number 20, I said. Did it? Okay, Ibrahim, what all did it affect? Did it affect all? Did it affect ma'a? It's very interesting, right? Innama al-usri yusra. Absolutely, Abdul Rashid. Yes, absolutely, Muhammad Mustafa. Yes, it's inna and yusra. So the ism of inna is yusra. Very good. Ism of inna is yusra. Let's go to lahu waliyan. What about lahu waliyan? Show me the nasb fragments there and what happened. Lahu waliyan. This one, number 10. Lahu waliyan. Lahu wali. Now we are going into the era proper, right? Absolutely, there is no harf of, yes, no frag. Is there that there is no fragment there? If you say there is no fragment there, somebody will challenge you. But if you say there is, there is no nasb fragment there, who can agree with me that there is no fragment here? There's no nasb fragment, yes. But there is a fragment there because lahu is jar majrur. Very good. Okay, let's go to allan yaqdira. Allan yaqdira. Allan yaqdira. Where is the harf of nasb and its fragment? And then tell me what happened. Allan yaqdira. Yaqdira and lan. Very interesting, right? An and yaqdira, ahlam. Okay. Lan, okay. That's interesting. Lan is not half of nasb here because we are talking about huruf al-huruf allati tansab or adawat allati tansab al-asma. Okay? Yes, ism. Absolutely. It has to be ism. Yaqdir is a fi'l. Okay? So we are not there yet. You are talking about al-adawat allati tansab al-fi'l al-mudara. This is not what we are talking about. We're talking about al-adawat allati tansab al-ism. So we are talking about ism. So there is none here. Absolutely. Let's go to the last one. فَلَعَلَّكَ بَاخِئٌ نَفْسَكَ. This is the last one. فَلَعَلَّكَ بَاخِئٌ نَفْسَكَ. Show me the harf of nasb and show me the victim. It's interesting, right? فَلَعَلَّكَ بَاخِئٌ نَفْسَكَ. Show me the harf of لَعَلَّ and nafs. Okay. Inshallah. Okay. Okay. لَعَلَّ and nafsak. لَعَلَّ and nafsak. Muhammad says ahlam. Muhammad Mustafa also says okay. لَعَلَّ. Nafsak. Okay, nafsak and la'alla. Okay, Muhammad Augustine. Very good. Okay, go ahead. Any other one? It's actually la'alla and ka. Absolutely, Usman Yahya. It's la'alla and ka. So la'alla is adat nasb here, is the tool or is the harf of nasb, and the ka is ismu la'alla. Okay? We will leave it here. You will have to go and explore more. Please go and explore more. Take this 1 minute and come back and to do the last one. Jazakumullah khair. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We are back again for our last lap. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you very much for holding on. This one is a very quick one, just like the jar majroor. And also in its ism. This one is also having certain words, for us to note, and those words are known as asma al-ishara. Okay, asma al-ishara. We call them pointer words, or for some of you who know the English grammar, they say they are called demonstrative pronouns. Okay, they call pointer words. Those pointer words have been categorized into two: those that point to some things near, and those that point to some things far. Okay, these are the two ways. So you say hadha, hadani, haula'i, hadihi, hatani, haula'i. So this all are in front of me. So when I point at this, I say hadha, hadani, haula'i. Of course, don't forget we are still using our table, right? The top one. So hadha, hadani, haula'i. That is the singular pair plural. Okay. And then you can say, of course, in this case, because it's an ism, I can still take it in rafa, nasb, jar. Okay. And I can say hadha in nasb status, but hadayni in nasb status, and haula'i. And then hadha in jar status, hadayni also in jar nasb status, and then haula'i in the plural also in jar status. But if it, and that's for masculine. For feminine, هذه هاتان and هؤلاء رفع. هذه هاتين and هؤلاء نصب. هذه هاتين and هؤلاء jar. These are all near. Okay. And then if it is far, you have ذلك, ذلك if it is one, ذلك if they are two, and then أولئك, أولئك if they are more. So ذلك, ذلك, أولئك if they are more. Okay. But if that is in Rafa, you can also say ذلك, ذينك, and then أولئك. If it is nasb, ذلك, ذينك, and أولئك also if it is jar. If it is feminine, tilka, tainika, or tilka tanika, if they are two, tilka tanika, أولئك, tilka tanika, sorry, tilka tainika, أولئك, and tilka tainika, أولئك. But the tanika and zanika and hadani, and you can see that the middle one, that is the pair, munsarif. So that one takes the changes. But the singular and plural forms, they do not change. Okay, they are non-flexible. But the middle one, which is the pair, those ones can be in Rafa, Nasb, and Jar. Of course, in the case of Rafa, you see the A there, like Ani. Okay, but in the case of Jar, is the A that you are hearing. Most of the time, we don't deal with the middle one. We deal with the main ones, and that is Hada, 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 Hadihi, Haulai, and then Zalika, Tilka, and Ulaika. Okay, Hada, Hadani. Sorry, Hada, Hadihi, Haulai, Hada, Hadihi, Haulai, and then Zalika, Madhalika, Tilka, and Ulaika. These things are used, or these words are used to point at things or point at people. Okay. Now, what this concept is saying is that whatever they are pointing at, and those tools become one concept. So, Ismul Ishara and Musharun Ilayhi, pointed at. So, the Ismul Ishara and the Mushar Ilayhi, they constitute another fragment, and that is the last fragment we are going to learn. So when I say, for instance, هذا الكتاب أو تلك الدار أو هؤلاء الناس, these are all fragments. Okay, very good. Good. So let's look at the rules using the pointers to make a fragment. How do you make a fragment? The pointer must be followed by an ism with an al for it to become a fragment. If the ism after the fragment, sorry, after the pointer is not having an al, please don't make that mistake. There is no fragment here. So the ism must have an al, okay? And four properties of the pointer, that is ismul ishara, and the pointed at, mushar ilay, must match. So if the ismul ishara is mudhakkar, the mushar ilay must be mudhakkar. If the ismul ishara is rafa, the mushar ilay is also in rafa status. If the ismul ishara is nakira, the mushar ilay, and so on. So that's how, sorry, the ismul ishara cannot be nakira because it's proper always. Do you remember that? Yeah. So the four properties will always match. Good. To make a sentence, pointer should not have alif and lam. Sorry, not pointer. The pointed at should not have alif. Okay, the pointer should not have alif and lam after it. Okay, so the ism that is in front of the pointer, if it has alif and lam, then there is fragment. Then we are okay. But if it does not have alif and lam, malnash da'wa bihi. Okay, we have nothing to do about it. Then it's a sentence. For instance, when I say dhalikal kitab, so dhalikal kitab is not a sentence, it's a fragment. Are you following? But dhalika kitabun is a sentence. That's what he's saying here. So to make a fragment, you need to have the ismul ishara and the mushar ilayhi with an alif and lam. To make a sentence, or if the sentence starts with an ismul ishara, but there's no alif and lam, you don't say it's a fragment, then it's a complete sentence. It's a very easy thing to remember. Now these are the the حروف الجر أسماء الإشارة. هذا هذان هؤلاء for masculine رفع. هذا هذين هؤلاء for masculine نصب. هذه هاتين هؤلاء feminine, okay, also رفع. And then هذه هاتين هؤلاء نصب or jar, okay. So nasb or jar is the same. Nasb or jar is the same. This is the rafa. And you realize that the changes are in here. These ones do not change, okay. Haza in the rafa status, but has rafa and nasb, but hadani and hazaini, this one is rafa and this one is nasb or jar, okay. That's for masculine. For feminine, hadihi, hatani, haulai. Still hadihi. Don't forget, you know, this place, there's no heading here, but you know what the heading here is, according to our format. This singular, pair, plural. Don't forget, mufrad, muthanna, jam. Okay? So this is the feminine. Hadihi hatani haulai, hadihi hataini haulai, and then dhalik, that is, if it is near. For far, dhalika dhanika ulaika, and then dhalika dhainika ulaika, and tilka tanika ulaika, and then tilka tainika ulaika. A lot of the time, you don't hear these ones, okay? They don't normally come, but that is the rule. So it says here, dhalika is masculine, singular. Dhanika is masculine, pair. And then ulaika is masculine, plural. Singular, pair, plural, okay? And then that's all those are in rafa status. These ones are in nasb and jar status. Dhalika, dhainika, ulaika. And then if it is feminine, tilka, tanika, ulaika. And then tilka tainika ulaika. So these are the asma al-ishara. Keep them, get them into somewhere in your minds, and please, I mean, some of these things you just cannot go, you can't do without them. Have a way of putting them as a picture in your mind, right? With that, we say that using pointers and the pointed art. استعمال أسماء الإشارة والمشار إليه. These are examples. فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. You can see that رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ. So هَذَا الْبَيْتِ is a fragment, this house. So هَذَا الْبَيْتِ is translated this house. في هذه الحياة الدنيا. So في هذه الحياة الدنيا is also a fragment. So هذه, you can see the هذه and the ism is having halif and lam. So it's a fragment. هذا القرآن. هذا اسم الإشارة. Al-Quran is مشار إليه, is having alif and lam, so it's a fragment. So it's translated this Quran in this world. So they are not sentences. But look at the sentence. Tilka hududu. Tilka hududullahi. This is a sentence. So tilka hududullahi. Those are the boundaries. Right? Ulaika ashabu. This also is another sentence because this is ism al-ishara. Al-mushar ilayh doesn't have alif and lam, so it becomes a sentence. Hazihi naqatu. This is the she camel. This is the she camel. So this is how easily we can detect an ismul ishara. But in this case, of course, we have ismul ishara with an ism in front of it, which is not having alif and lam. So it becomes a sentence, not ismul ishara and mushar ilayhi in that case. When you do this i'rab, you say mubtada khabar. But in this case, both of these are mubtada. Okay? And in this case, both of these are what? Majroor, because this one is badal. We call it badal after it. Okay? Inshallah, we'll come to that. But for now, what you learn is that ismul ishara and mushar ilayhi would always have ismul ishara and the mushar ilayhi would be in alif and lam. That makes it a fragment. That makes it a fragment. But this is not a fragment. This is a sentence. This is not what we are talking about. We are talking about these ones, right? That is the final thing we are going to discuss now. And that is examples of fragments that are in these words or these statements. They are all verses from the Quran as usual. Bihadha al-hadith, is there a fragment or not? If there is, what is the fragment? Quickly, where are the sharp fingers? Hey, are you showing? Are you sure? Are you sure my screen is not showing? Sorry. Have I not been showing my screen? Sorry, have I not been showing my screen? SubhanAllah. Okay. So you have seen all these. Okay, alhamdulillah. I thought I was talking to myself. Okay, now this is this is the last one. So bihazal hadithi. Tell me if there is fragment. So this is how you do it. Now let's take the format. No, hold on, Raihana. Hold on with your fire. A lot of you want to be like me, right? Hold on with your fire. Like let's do the format like this. This is how it goes. I will do number one. So bihazal hadith, then I will say yes. When I say yes, it means there is fragment. So yes, comma. Okay, yes, comma. Hada is the ismul ishara. Al hadith is mushar ilayh. Okay, so yes. If no, then no, finish. There is none. If there is, you say yes, comma, then you give me the ismul ishara and then you give me the mushar ilayh. So is that okay? So I have done number one. So number one is yes, comma. Hada ismul ishara, yes. And then al-hadith. Yes, okay, this format Abdul Salam has given us is also fine. Very good. Haza and al-hadith. Okay, very good. That's a very good one, Abdul Salam. Thank you. So let's go to number two. Tilka ayatul kitab al-hakim. Okay, very good. Number three, haula'il qawm. Haula'il qawm. Haula'il qawm. Okay, Abdul Salam Hussein says yes, haula'i. Salami Nasiba says no, haula'il qawm. Haula'i is ismu ishara nasiba. Yes, so al-qawm is mushar ilayhi. You can see that it has alif and lam, so it's a fragment. Yes, there is fragment here. Hadihi sabili. Hadihi sabili. Ibrahim is saying no. Hadihi sabili. Okay. No, Abdul Salam. No. Okay, so it's no. Dhalika mata'ul hayatud dunya. Is there a fragment there? I shouldn't say a fragment. Is there a fragment of? Okay, it's a no. Dhalika mata'ul. You know, I cannot say is there a fragment there. Is there a fragment for Ismi Ishara and Mushari Ilayhi there? Because of course there is a fragment. Do you agree with me that there is a fragment here? When I say a fragment, among the 5 fragments that we have learned, but of course there is no Ismul Ishara and Mushari Ilayhi, but I cannot say is there a fragment here. I can only say is there an Ismul Ishara and Mushari Ilayhi fragment here, because Mata ul Hayati is Idafa. Right? Mata'ul hayati is idafa. Yes. Okay. So tilkal darul akhirah. Is there idafa here? Sorry. Is there a fragment here? The ismul ishara and mushari ilayh, and what is it? Yes, tilka and ad-dar. Very good. Haulai shufa'auna. Thank you, Ahlam. Thank you, Ibrahim. Haulai shufa'auna. Is it? Yes, tilka dar Abdul Salam, you are not coming. Campaign after election. Ahlam says no. Okay. Hadani khasmani. Hadani khasmani. Okay, so Abdul Salam, this time you give me a big capital no, right? Okay. I like it when you even give me the number, because then you yes, you are clear. Yes, thank you very much, Abdul Salam. Number 8. Number 9 says, Ulaika ashabul jannah. Number 9. So 9 is what? No. Okay, Hawa. Let's go to Hazan Nabiyyu. Hazan Nabiyyu. Is there a fragment here? What is it, Usman? What is it? We give the format. You say yes, comma, and then you give me number 10. Yes, Haza Nabi. This is exquisite, Abdul Salam. MashaAllah. He gives me the number. He gives me the answer correctly. Haza Nabi Usman. Haza Nabi Ahlam. Abdul Rashid, thank you very much, Abdul Rashid Suleiman. Hada Rabbi, Hada Rabbi, Hada Rabbi. Okay, there is no Isma, Ishara, and Mushar Ilay, but is there any other fragment here? Is there any other fragment, and what it is? What is it? Hada Rabbi. Yes, Abdul Rahman Tajuddin, there is Idafa, absolutely. Rabb and E, absolutely. Usman Yahya, thank you. Inna Hada al-Quran, is there Idafa here? Sorry. Is there a fragment here? If there is, how many fragments do we have? If there is none, say no. I'm saying, is there fragment? How many are they? Hada, yes, the Hada and Al-Quran. Abdul Rahman Rashid says there are two. There are two. Yes, I like that. Ibrahim says Inna and his sisters are here. Yes. As well as Ismul Ishara and Mushar Ilayhi. Yes, Raihana. Thank you. Thank you. So Inna and Hada is one, and Hada al-Quran is another. Okay. So Inna Hada al-Quran. So the whole of this, you see the interesting thing about understanding now. The whole of this is actually not a sentence. You see? But you might be thinking that Inna Hada al-Quran is a jumla, but it's not. It's actually a fragment, because Inna Hada is a fragment. Hada al-Quran is also a fragment, but they don't make sense. They are not complete. They don't give us the complete sense of it. And these are some of the things that we are able to, that will help us in understanding the Quran. When I did mention at the beginning that you don't have to know Arabic as a language to understand the Quran. If you know that Inna Hada is a fragment, Hada al-Quran is also a fragment, then it's not complete a sentence, right? In fact, the whole of this can be said to be mubtada, the whole of that. Okay, good. Fi Hada al-Quran, is there a fragment? I say a fragment, and what is it? A fragment. And is it only one? Ahlam and Abdul Salam. Is it only one? Now we are going deeper. So please, if I okay, yes. So yes, who is the high? I can't see who is the high HI. Please come in with your first name so we will be able to identify you accordingly. Abdurrahman Tajuddin, yes, there is Jaru Majrur. I like that. But that's not the only one, Abdurrahman. And then Muhammad Augustine says, yes, no. Hey, Charlie. Ghana here will say, Charlie, what is this yes, no? I'm confused though. Amida says, fee. Fee does what? Amida, fee does what? Hey, our time is up. Our time is up. Okay, so fee is Jaru Majrur, and then this one is Ismul Ishara Mushar Ilay. Yes, harf jar. Yes, harf jar, jar majrur. So inna haza adu laka. What about this? Is there, mashallah, Ibrahim, what are they? Hey, this one day, Ibrahim, what are they? Please. You are saying 3. Number 14 is no. Mashallah. Abdul Salam. So there is no any there is no any fragment here, Abdul Salam. And somebody is saying contrary to you. Ibrahim says, mashallah. Ibrahim says 3. Ibrahim, can you give them to me? Somebody also said 3. Abdul Salam said, oh, there are. So why did you say no? What are they? Inna hada li. Okay. Ibrahim says, laka is 1. Inna and sister, another. Very good. Very good. I like that one. So inna and its ism. Okay, I like that one. Okay. Okay. MashaAllah. Good. So it's actually, so inna hadha, so inna hadha is about inna and its sisters, you know, constituting a fragment. But laka is also jar majrur. Okay? Laka is jar majrur. Tilka min anba il ghaib. Tell me the fragments therein. Now we are going more. Tilka min anba il ghaib. What are the fragments here? عين لي المركبات الناقصة في التعبير أو في الآية. Okay, So Ibrahim says, Hada and Adu. Oh, sorry. Where am I? No, we are here. Number 15. Ibrahim. Tilka. Okay, Usman says, Idafa min tilka. So what is min tilka? Where is the Idafa? What is the, so the Idafa is which? Min amba'i. So min amba is jaru majrur. Okay, very good. What about amba'il ghaib? Mudaf ilay. MashaAllah. Jazakallah khair, Ibrahim. Hawa says min. What is min doing? Idafa, Abdurrahman Tajuddin says, yes, there is Idafa, but there is also jar majrur. Okay, number 16. هذه الشجرة. Who can tell me? Yes, there is. Yes, there is what? Hey. Is there Idafa here, Muhammad Augustine? You confuse me. Tajuddin, is there Idafa? This is Ismu Ishara and an Ism in front of it with Alif and Lam. Yes, Ismul Ishara. Yes, yes, Ahlam. Yes, yes. Are you okay, Abdurrahman Tajuddin? Yes, yes. Okay, so inna is hidden. What is in? Hey, Ibrahim. Ibrahim, you are going into Batiniya. I don't see me. Okay, that is for another class, right? Good. هذه من عندك. The last but one. هذه من عندك. Very good. Thank you very much for participating though. هذه من عندك. هذه من عندك. 17. What are the fragments? No fragments. MashaAllah. But Ahlam says min indika. Very good. What is indika? Min is jar wa majrur. Okay. Min and indi. Jar wa majrur. And indi and ka. Special mudaf. Salam. Number 18. Hadhihi naqatullah. This is interesting, right? Hadhihi naqatullahi. Yes, Ibrahim, thank you. Hadihi naqatullahi. Is there a fragment here? If there is, say it. If there is, say no. Because I like the no thing, so we'll finish. The question is, I don't want to go there. No. Okay, Muhammad Augustine says no. What about absolutely Usman Yahya? There is Idafa. Yes, Ibrahim, naqatullahi. That's the one with the off translation. Naqatullahi is a fragment. Okay. Jazakumullahu anna kullil khair. Thank you so very much for coming. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will continue with the last bit for the week. And there we will be looking at kinds of sentences because we have finished the fragments today. All the five fragments are known now. The 5 midfielders, right? The 5 midfielders. Idafa, موصوف صفة, جار ومجرور, إن وأخواتها وإسمها, and اسم الإشارة والمشار إليه. Please, your Edmodo will be popping up shortly. So please go in there. You will see everything that we have spoken about and even some other things that I will not be able to mention because of lack of time. But we appreciate what we have learned. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let it benefit us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. أستغفرك وأتوب إليك إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين صلاة على النبي الكريم اللهم صل على محمد